Let me tell you about secure data transmission. Secure data transmission is imperative to privacy and protection from cyber and identity theft. This step ensures that the user's data travels through a secure environment that is resistant to penetration and hacking. Following techniques may be applied to ensure secure transmission of data via the Internet. Authentication and Authorization. Authentication is the basis of access control mechanism which is essential in securing data. When an individual introduces herself or himself to the security system, then her or his identity has to be verified. This is called authentication. A username and a password are the most common forms of identification and authentication, respectively. However, in present times, only this information is not adequate. Authorization is also required to access network. The administrative policies determine what information and computing services can be accessed by whom and under what conditions. Intrusion detection system. An intrusion detection system IDS checks all network movement and identifies doubtful patterns that may indicate a network or system attack from someone attempting to break into a system. For example, a firewall. Students know the fact. The firewall was invented in the late 1980s. It does not have a single inventor. However, Neer, Juk, David, Pensek, David Presotto, William Cheswick and Stephen Bellowin were important contributors to its development. Cryptography or encryption. Any confidential data needs to be transferred over a secure channel. It needs to be encrypted or coded before being transmitted. Encryption is the process of transforming data into an unreadable code. The most common email encryption is called PKI. PKI or Public Key Infrastructure is required for encryption and cybersecurity. It protects communications between the server and the user. It works by using two different cryptographic keys, a public key and a private key. The software applications such as GNU-PG or PGP can be used to encrypt data files and emails. HTTPS protocol. This encrypts the information or data using Transport Layer Security TLS certificate or formerly its predecessor, Secure Socket Layer SSL certificate. The certificate creates an encrypted connection between the server and the browser to ensure secure transfer of information from the server to the browser. The step protects users' information from being hacked or stolen by criminals. Password and PIN numbers. Never share your password and PIN number with unauthorized persons under any circumstances. Antivirus. Antivirus software are computer programs which identify, prevent and remove viruses from our computer. Keep updating your computer with the latest versions of antivirus programs to detect new viruses. Some of the popular antivirus programs are McAfee, AVG Quick Heal, Norton and Microsoft Security Essentials. Students, now let us understand other ethical issues. The onset of the Internet has marked the present time as the information age, which implies that the publishing and access to information are fast, easy and convenient. With this ease of access comes the issue of unauthorized access and sharing of proprietary and confidential information. Following are some of the ethical issues pertaining to the distribution of information via the Internet. Intellectual property rights. Intellectual property rights (IPR) is a term referring to the legal property rights to a person over his or her creations, both artistic and commercial. These laws ensure that the creator's hard work is safe and protected from unauthorized copying and piracy. The common types of intellectual property rights are industrial property. Industrial property includes trademarks, patents for innovations, industrial design rights and geographical indications (GI) of source. Copyright. It is a right granted by the law to the creator of an original work. Here the rights regarding creating a copy of any product are reserved by the author or the company. Legal action can be taken if someone copies the work without the permission of the author or the organization. Copyright includes artistic and literary creations such as novels, plays, poems, musical compositions and architectural designs. The copyright of a work lasts for more than 70 years, even after the death of its author. The main idea of intellectual property rights is to protect the interest of the producers and consumers. Software piracy. Software piracy refers to the theft of software through illegal copying of genuine programs or counterfeiting and circulation of products which are duplicate copies of the original. Types of software piracy. Soft lifting refers to purchasing a single licensed copy of a software and loading it onto several computers contrary to the license terms. For example, sharing software with friends, co-workers and others. Online uploading and downloading means making unauthorized copies of copyrighted software available to the end users of the Internet. Software counterfeiting means illegally duplicating and selling copyrighted software in a form designed to make it appear legitimate. OEM unbundling. Selling standalone software that was intended to be bundled with a specific accompanying hardware such as device drivers. Hard disk loading refers to the installing illegal copies of software on the hard disk of personal computers. The hardware dealers often make such offers to allure the customers. Renting means unauthorized sharing of software for temporary use for some nominal charges. For example, someone takes a CD or DVD on rent. Students, now let us recall. Privacy is your right to decide how much personal information you want to share with others. Plagiarism. Plagiarizing means using or imitating the language and thoughts of some other person and projecting that representation as to your original work. The Merriam-Webster dictionary explains plagiarize as to steal and pass off the ideas or words of another as one's own. To use another's production without crediting the source. To commit literary theft. To present as new and original an idea or product derived from an existing source. Plagiarizing is a fraudulent act in which we steal someone else's work and present it as ours. The international copyright law also states that the expression of original ideas is considered as intellectual property and is protected by copyright laws, just like the original inventions. Almost all forms of expressions fall under copyright protection as long as they are recorded in some way, such as a book or a computer file. Plagiarism has become very easy with technological advances like web searching and copy-paste options. Most of the critics have linked carelessness, laziness, lack of interest and arrogance as the major reasons for plagiarism. Types of plagiarism. Common types of plagiarism are direct plagiarism. This type of plagiarism occurs when the user copies the work of another person word to word, without acknowledging the original author or quoting the text. Self-plagiarism is the type of plagiarism where the author uses his original manuscript in more than one context without citing that it was used earlier as well. The reader is made to believe that the text is unique in every context that it is being used in. Even though this act is not illegal, it is not ethical either. Mosaic plagiarism. This type of plagiarism happens when the same sentence structure is used with synonyms for the appropriate words of the sentence. Accidental plagiarism. It happens when the user does not understand how to paraphrase, quote, and cite the research properly. Steps to prevent plagiarism. The simplest way to prevent plagiarism is the citation method. Acknowledging the original writer and the source from where the material has been taken is called citation. It includes the following steps. All sources are not accurate, nor do they validate the information as accurate. Therefore, one must specify the source, which informs the reader about the basis of one's ideas and the extent of one's research. To avoid plagiarism, one should refer to several sources, understand the concept and then pen down one's understanding of the topic. Use quotation marks around all the quoted words to avoid plagiarism. In the educational sector, students should be encouraged to present their original and innovative ideas. Even if they wish to refer to the resources, they should be made aware of the methods of citation. In this manner, plagiarism can be avoided and students can be motivated to work hard. Students, let's know more. At the receiver's end, the file goes through a process called decryption. This process makes the unreadable, encrypted information readable again. Digital property. Digital property refers to any digital information related to you or created by you. It may be stored online in the cloud or in an electronic storage device like a computer, a flash drive, or a mobile phone. A digital property includes copyrighted digital materials, registered trademarks, patents, or any digital content owned, invented, or authored by you. For example, pictures, music, films, literary works, web pages, and other inventive works. Internet accounts are the contractual agreements between users and the service provider. Examples of Internet accounts include email accounts, accounts at financial institutions, accounts on shopping websites, web page or blog hosting accounts, social networking accounts, registered domain names, and online video game and virtual world accounts. Any personal information stored on electronic devices, for example, photos and videos, text messages and emails, medical records and legal documents. Digital property rights refer to intellectual property rights given to persons over the digital property created by them. They usually give the creator an exclusive right over the use of his or her creation for a specific period. The law states that the unauthorized copying, storing, or distribution of another individual's digital property is a criminal offense and is subject to penalty under the law. Students, let's know more. A patent is a license issued by a government authority granting the sole right, valid for a period of time, to exclude others from making, using, or selling an invention. It is concerned with the design and algorithm of the product rather than the entire product. Potential threats to digital property rights. Intellectual property rights. The Internet is a relatively new place for business transactions, and laws have not yet caught up with the various types of digital property available online and the different ways to infringe upon them. Patent violations. New technology inventors have little or no patent footprint. Moreover, it is hard to prove the offense of technology imitators. Trademark infringements. These occur when another company, usually a competitor, uses a company trademark to enhance its image. Copyright infringements. These violations involve the illegal distribution and sale of copyrighted works. Ways to protect digital property rights. There are many ways to ensure the protection of your digital properties. These help to control the use, modification, and distribution of copyrighted works such as software and multimedia content, as well as systems within devices that enforce these policies. Some of the protective measures are given below. Technical Protection Services (TPS). These services assist in controlling the distribution of digital intellectual property on the Internet. These services include anti-tamper solutions like data encryption and access control systems, which prevent hackers from hacking anyone's digital property. Legal protection. Digital property owners must include digital rights protection clauses while drafting legal and contractual agreements. These clauses restrict the scrapping of one's software source code for reuse. Additionally, they engage a legal expert to swiftly act and respond to patent and other property rights infringements. Control sharing of software code. Companies should regularly organize employee security awareness training and prohibit them from sharing material related to digital property with anyone other than the stakeholders. Students, let us talk about open source philosophy. Open source is a philosophy that promotes the free access and distribution of an end product.